Hey everyone, welcome to Reasons for Roots. My name is Lauren, and today I get to show you into something that we have recently started in our homeschool and that we are loving, and this is Bible Road Trip. So Bible Road Trip is a 3-year Bible survey Bible curriculum for homeschoolers. And so through the Bible Road Trip curriculum, you will go from Genesis to Revelation with your children in 3 years. It has 4 or 5 different levels because they have preschool and kindergarten, lower grammar, upper grammar, dialectic, which is middle school, and rhetoric, which is high school. And so what I like about this is that the workload increases with the age of the children, but all the children will still be on and studying the same material in their Bibles. And so this is more of like a family style. You could read it aloud if you wanted to, the scriptures that are listed here, and then your children can notebook as they go. So a big component with Bible Road Trip is the notebooking. So I plan to do a flip through. So I have 2 children in Bible Road Trip. I have a student in dialectic and a student in lower grammar. And I'll show you how those notebooking pages look. They're very similar, and I like that. I like the coherence for our family being on the same page. So with Bible Road Trip, you will have your notebooking pages, you'll have your scripture memory. You also have questions to go over with your children. You have other resources for dialectic. You use the Baker's Bible Handbook as well as Praying for the World. I left it upstairs and I don't have it with me, but it's a resource on praying for all the nations in the world. And that's the main resources that dialectic uses. For lower grammar, they use Windows on the World, Guarding the Treasure, and 66 Books, One Story. And so those are the resources that she schedules into on top of the actual reading of the Bible. So there's a lot of study that goes involved with it. There's missions, there's praying for other nations. So overall, I am very well pleased with Bible Road Trip. It also has a significant amount of scripture memory work. So we have been doing this for about 4 weeks, and that is, if you can tell, that is just a little bit. That's not even all of the scriptures that she has memorized for my middle schooler. And so it is a lot of memory work for as you get older. But as far as for the lower grades, it's usually just 1 or 2 verses a week. Whereas for the older children, they are memorizing quite a bit of scripture, which we've loved, and we've accepted the challenge, and my daughter is doing really well with that. So I'll show you inside the guidebook for upper grammar and dialectic. So I have the dialectic book right here in front of me, and so she has a schedule. So it's broken up into 5 days, and we only do 4 days of schoolwork usually, but because it is kind of an intense program, and I didn't want to cut anything out, which you can if you want to. You can cut things out. I just didn't wish to. So we are doing 5 days of Bible, even if she doesn't do 5 days of anything else. Okay, so this is like a week at the glance. So you'll see this is week 1, and it will tell you what they're memorizing. It'll tell you what they need to timeline. So crafting through the word is a section, but for middle schoolers, this is a timeline that they will keep, okay? Then there's also researching the word, which they use their Baker's Bible Handbook for that. This tells you what to notebook. This is pray about the word. And then they also do learning more about the word. Now this is a resource we're just not using right now because I just felt like it was getting to be a little too much for her. So I didn't want to overload her. So we are not doing the learning more about the word or this section. So we're not doing read how we got the Bible or the Bible investigators. So we're just sticking with this core right here. Okay, then for each week you have questions. So it'll tell you the student should read Matthew 4 1 through 11. And then these are questions to kind of see if they have comprehended what they're reading. Okay, so let me skip to a new part here. So we are actually starting week 5 now, and you'll see that there is a kind of a opening or a summary of the week that you can read. Then the layout like I just showed you, the questions, and they can check those off as they go, and then into the notebooking. Okay, so for the notebooking, there's a notebooking page for every day. And it's usually pretty easy to know what notebooking page to use for which day, because she has them labeled very well. And these are very well done notebooking pages, I feel like. Okay. And so at the end of the week, there is always a research project. So for this week, it's the dates of the pyramids. So she's going to be researching the pyramids because we're tying it into Joseph and Egypt, which also ties into our history. And then this is the praying for the world notebooking pages. For dialectic, there is usually 3 countries that they pray for during the week. So they'll read about the country, notebook, just a little summary, a written narration about it, and then things to pray for that specific nation. Okay, and then I just have her timeline stuck in the back here so she can reach that easily. And then her Bible notebooking, her Bible. So these are her Bible memory work for week 5. So this is actually, I think, the least amount she's had. So there's 3 verses or 3 cards for week 5. And so far they are going to memorize, I think they're going to memorize Romans 1 through chapter 11 this year, if I'm not mistaken. So she is working on memorizing Romans chapter 1, and she is 2 verses 18 through 21. So if we are in the time crunch and I do need to cut some verses out, I just always have her work on the Romans 1, or because that's the whole chapter that she's memorizing. But usually she doesn't have trouble getting the smaller verses. And then we go back and we review these verses that I have stuck right here. And I'll just pick 1 or 2. And so that's it for dialectic. And so for upper grammar, or lower grammar, I'm sorry, I keep it basically in the same notebook. I just haven't stuck this in his yet. So you'll see that it's the same for week 5. There's a synopsis. There is a layout of the week. So for them, they actually have a crafting through the word section where you can do a little craft to go with the story. They tell you what to notebook about. They tell you what to read from 66 books, 1 story. This is what they'll be memorizing for that week. Window in the world. They also tell you what to do there. And something that he loves is what's in the Bible. So he loves to watch this. And we are also reading the guarding of the treasure. And so I just space these out. What I like about this is you can space them out however you need to fit your week. Okay. And so the same layout though for dialectic is there's their questions for lower grammar, and here are the notebooking pages. So you will see they have the more elementary lines to write on, but it's basically the same pages. She's just adjusted them for little hands. And then as far as the praying for the world, usually there's 1 or 2 countries for lower elementary. There's 2 this week. And so basically you read about it, and then he'll just tell me what he wants to pray for that country. And I usually write it, or sometimes I'll have him write it. It just depends on the day. So I'm popping in. As I was editing that video, I realized I didn't do a very good job of explaining the entire layout to you. So for Bible Road Trip, you will get a teacher's guide that walks you through how to use the program and it will be in front of the children's notebooks. So through thinkingkidspress.com, you can either buy the downloadable PDF versions of the notebooking, the Bible memory scripture verse pack. Then you will have the actual just core kit, which is just the curriculum itself, which gives you the reading plan and the instructions, okay? And then she also offers a timeline you can add. So there is 4 different purchases that you can have per level, okay? So this is not a buy one, get all levels kind of curriculum. So you will have to buy one of each notebooking pages, the curriculum itself, the scripture memory cards, and a timeline if that's what you want. Okay, so that would be up to 4 different purchase options per child, okay? And so you can either buy these in print, so she does offer the printed product, or you can buy it in a PDF form. So I chose the PDF form. I have an Epson printer that, prints great, and that works for us. But the print quality does look really great from videos I've seen on it. And also, I want to make sure you know that there is a free 3-week trial for a Bible Road Trip on her website, thinkingkidspress.com. I think it's .com. And you can find the 3-week free trial. And I don't know if she does this every time, but about 2 weeks in, after I had the 3-week free trial, she sent me a coupon for 25% off all the curriculum. So that helped a lot because it can be a little pricey. And so I think that's a code that you might be able to receive if you use the free trial first. So I encourage you to try it first before you plunge in. Go over, get the 3-week free trial, and let me know in the comments if you use it and how you like it. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. So Bible Road Trip would make the perfect addition to your homeschool if you're looking for depth, if you're looking for a survey type course, or if you're looking for family style. This would be a perfect curriculum for you.